good? You alright, Craig? You alright?
Welcome everyone to the first episode of Road to USTA Nationals. This video will be focused on our first match of the 4.5 season, even though it's been 3 weeks already and I'm just really slow at editing. So in this week's video, I will be showing perspectives from several matches, jumping in before and after to give you guys some context on the matches, and I'll even bring in one of my friends who is on the team to give his perspective as well as commentary on the match he played. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Alright, welcome guys to the first episode of Road to USTA 4.5 Nationals. This is a series where I'm documenting my team's journey and experience in USTA 4.5. In this week's video, we are playing actually against two teams because I'm a dummy and I didn't really vlog the second one. So mostly this is going to be focused on our first match, but I will be including the results and some matches in the second one. So if you guys are new to the channel or don't know what this series is, I would recommend checking out this video where I explain why I'm doing this series and what this series is. But anyways, this week's video is going to be focused on our first match of USTA 4.5. So our first match today is going to be against Rinconada C, which Rinconada is the name of the park, and their team name is Balls and Wieners. Guys, if we lose to a team called Balls and Wieners, I'm going to end this series right now. But all jokes aside, I actually am pretty familiar with the captain of the other team and a couple of players on that team. So two of my friends actually play for that other team. I have played against a couple of their players before. And in this team, there are a lot of players that are actually playing up. You'll be seeing a lot of 4-0 matchups. In this week, I was actually supposed to sit out. I had two players that had to play playoff matches for other teams, so I will be playing this time. So if you guys don't know the format of USTA matches, we have 2 singles lines and 3 doubles lines in 4-5. Essentially, it's just best 3 out of 5. If you win 3 of your lines, you win against the other team. So in this video, I didn't get perspectives from 2 matches, so there will only be perspectives from 3 matches, but I will be giving you guys updates on how the other 2 matches went along the way. So for the first match, this was our lineup. So in singles 1, we had Eric, who has been on the channel multiple times. I think he's probably one of the stronger 4-5 singles players in the region, and I'm pretty confident that he will be able to get a win there. So for singles 2, I put my friend Kent there, and he is also a really strong singles player. He has a really big forehand, a massive serve. I think his serves are insane. And this time he is playing against Craig, who is another one of my friends. And let's just say Craig is also a really hard hitter. So I felt like this matchup was going to be a very good match. Our first doubles pair is going to be my friend Bill and my friend David. And yeah, they're going to be a very strong doubles pair. They're going to be very hard to beat. Our second line is going to be Eric and E. And they are actually playing, I think on paper, the strongest pair on their team. And our last line for doubles 3 is going to be me and Jay-Z. So we are both subbing in because 2 of my other players had playoff matches the same day. So they asked me if I could find a replacement. So for doubles, since this is the beginning of the season, I kind of wanted to mess around with the pairs a bit. Just kind of see what works and what doesn't work, because a lot of these players probably haven't played with each other before. And yeah, and let's see how this one goes. So here are the highlights from the first match where Eric plays Alston, who is also a pretty tough opponent. And you guys could probably see soon enough that Alston has really nice strokes. This is not going to be an easy match. Alrighty, so welcome to singles 1, which is the first match I'm showing. So Eric is the guy in the yellow shirt and Alston is the guy in the black shirt on the other side. And if you guys have been around on the channel before, you guys have probably seen Eric in a couple of my videos, and we've had 3 matches against each other before. He is a pretty good singles player. He's about a UTR 8. So he made nationals last year as a 4.5. His team disbanded, and now he is playing on my team for 4.5, and hopefully he commits to my team. So he's a very good player. He's very solid. And on the other side, Alston, don't know too much about him, but I've seen him around, and from what I see in the video, he has really pretty strokes. He has all like the fundamentals down, and he is a pretty tough player to play against, I'd imagine. But Eric today was playing on another level. I was trying to get Eric on to do some commentary or just some review of his match he played against Alston, so I didn't get a chance to get a hold of him this time. But next time, maybe when he plays the match for my team, I'll be able to get his perspective on this match. But I'm just going to be showing the highlights from this day, and as you guys can probably hear and see, the conditions are not that great. Eric has his camera mounted up pretty high on the fence, and you will be able to see the wind move the camera around. And it was pretty sunny, it was hot, it was windy, and just not the best conditions for tennis. And yeah, so this was a pretty fun match to watch. Eric played pretty well here, and I'm just gonna let you guys watch the highlights, and I'll see you guys in a bit. And with that double fault, Eric takes down the first set 6-love in a pretty convincing fashion, but there was some pretty good points on both ends, and I could tell both of them were pretty tight at some points of the match. And starting in the second set, I think Austin started to gain a little bit more momentum. He started winning more points, and maybe Eric lost a little bit of focus, but the second set wasn't going to be as easy as the first set. So I'm going to let you guys watch this one. So let's see how Eric does in the second set. So that's the highlights from the first match. Eric won 6-0, 6-2. And while this was happening, our D2 also finished their match. So they had a very tough match against probably the toughest pair. And Racquet E did drop the first set 2-6, but they were coming back in the second set, and unfortunately their opponent got injured and they had to stop the match right away. So pretty unfortunate that that happened, but that does put us at 2-0 right now. So we do only need one more line to win. And here is going to be David and Bill's video.
Hey YouTube, or should I say Kevin's YouTube. My name is David, part of Kevin's team, as he had mentioned. This is his first year captaining a 4.5 team, and this is actually my first year as a full-fledged 4.5. Recently just got bumped up, but before we get into the video, I kind of want to give you a little bit of backstory about myself and kind of my tennis background. Started playing in high school. After high school, played a little bit of community college, taught tennis as well, and kind of used that knowledge to kind of really fine-tune my game. But I got really burnt out, took a very long break, and after COVID I was asked to kind of play again. When I say play USTA. I decided to take the leap of faith, and I've been in it the past couple years. Started back up again as a 4.0 due to some health issues with my wrist and wasn't at the level to play at 4.5, but I will say now it's gotten a lot better, and I really try to work my way to get bumped to 4.5. So I'm really excited to be a part of this team. But today we're going to dive into our first match of the season, where I play doubles 1 with Bill, which you've seen on the channel before, and I'll let Kevin do his pop-up insert ads and add the video that Bill was in that he's played against. But we're going to dive into kind of my thoughts, my reactions to the match, and walk you guys through kind of the timeline as the score is kind of going on, what I was thinking, what Bill and I were communicating, what we were really trying to do. But let's go ahead, let's jump into that. Hey guys, as you can see, I'm on Kevin's channel right now, just checking out his latest video of them playing the turn of this match against some of our teammates. If you hadn't checked it out, please go ahead and do so. But I'm going to take the opportunity right now to self-plug my own channel. I also upload to YouTube. My channel name is No Man's Area. I'm going to take the opportunity, Kevin, I'm going to plug it. I also string for Kevin and then some members of the team. So if you're in the Bay Area and you need your rackets restrung, you can hit me up. Also, just to give you a little bit of credibility, the person who warmed up Leonard Tien at Indian Wells, I string his racket too. He's the #1 from Nepal. I'm going to do a separate video about how that all went down. I also post, a lot of my match plays up here, a little bit more raw than Kevin, but I use it purely to try and improve. But we're here to dive into this one. This is match number 1 of the season. So to kind of give you guys a little bit of backstory, the lefty, our opponents, I've actually played him before in 8-5 combo. It was kind of a feisty affair, so needless to say, I wanted to really win this one. In this first set, I want you guys to really take notice of Bill's positioning, especially off my serve and off the return as well. Bill does a great job of pinching the middle and applying a lot of pressure. So, everyone knows that, in tennis, the biggest court margin is to go cross court. When Bill steps across like that, it makes it really difficult for them to impose themselves. And Bill and I, our main focus is keep crashing the net, keep clubbing in, because we know our volleys and our overheads are strong enough, but we get to this period where balls like that are going to happen. Some balls are just going to go a little bit deeper, and they're going to get right over us. I try to match Bill, try to cut up the middle too. His service just has so much action and pace that it made it really difficult for the opponents to handle. Right there, not so much of a Bill highlight, but I wanted to include it because there was a time in practice where I did hit Bill in the back of the head, but now we're even. And I think what really worked well for us this set was our return game. Our return game, we really applied the pressure, we're hitting our spots deep. One thing that was actually very unique for myself in this match, this was the first time in a match where my partner and I were calling out where we're trying to hit the returns. Bill and I communicated really early on that their serves weren't really punishing, and so we were just doing our best to take advantage of that and really give each other as much info. And as I had mentioned, look at Bill every time. He's right at the center line or right, or just before it. This is like super key because that play happened so much where Bill only had to take 2 steps over and was hitting a volley winner or drop volley, just like that every time. So as you're playing, guys, positioning really matters. That will happen sometimes where they're going to burn you and go change line direction. It is what it is. As part of doubles, like, I think like a lot of us are too scared to make the move and be scared of letting a winner go by, but making someone hit and a shot that is low percentage is like way riskier than you getting beat on a percentage play. So play proper doubles, take the cross courts away, communicate with your partner, and as you see again, Bill every time, look at that, he's just stepping in, applying so much pressure. They're just so worried. So right here at 5 love, my big thing was like, okay, let's get this break and let's just start off the next set. Because knowing that it would be even side, Bill would serve again, and we would be right back on the front foot with the pressure. Here's set point. So going into second set, my big thing was, okay, I've seen so many times where people have closed the first set and then all of a sudden given up an early break. So my big thing was, okay, let's get this right here. We actually started off like Bill's service game kind of, they were giving up break points, but at the same time, it didn't feel like we were being pressured at all. And so that was like, it got to this weird awkward point where I was like saying we had to weather the storm a little bit, because they were just getting what we consider lucky shots, because everything was kind of floating high, catch a little bit of frame, and it would drop. But this also, for them, they started actually targeting me. Bill was so successful in that first set that they actually tried to mix it up and go towards me a little bit more. Rightfully so. I mean, technically I'm the new bumped up 4.5 player, but the issue with when they started doing that was it gave me rhythm, and even though we were losing a few more points, I was getting more comfortable swinging out on the ball, which gave me a lot of confidence to keep trying stuff even if we were missing, because it just never felt punished. And there I'm continuing hitting my returns deep, allowing Bill to get in when he can, so they're still fearing him for the most part. So we're kind of tussling at the beginning of the set, as it happens most of the time after the first set, but I just really didn't want to lose this one, and kind of, so we let them hold after having a couple break points. Unfortunate. And I actually have a very sloppy service game here. They were making a couple great shots like that. I put it at his feet, he dipped it past Bill. I tried to go in the cross court. It was a good volley right there. It's my fault for not moving in and kind of closing in. Right there, we force it to go 30-40. Unfortunate. Bill gets caught a little bit close. That's like the first volley or second volley Bill's missed the entire match. I noticed that they were hitting the ball deeper, so I was being a little bit more patient coming in behind, just fearing that I would get lobbed or get put in that awkward high volley situation. But this is what I was talking about, allowing me to get into the point, and then if I'm freely able to swing, really lets Bill get into the point. Some hands there, and what Bill and I were really discussing here at this point was trying to really leverage his kick serve. His serve was just pushing them back so much that we figured, okay, like, keep abusing that and they'll allow us to get better opportunities and better looks. Right there, I totally blacked out in the sense where I probably shouldn't have taken an overhead from the baseline, but sometimes you kind of let your body react, and it told me to go for overhead versus a forehand. So this is pretty crucial part for us. We're fighting pretty hard because we could sense a break coming. So we're forcing the deuce. And again, opponent's coming up with great shots. They hold that game, but you know, again, Bill's calling all the perfect spots. I'm hitting them, and he's getting easy serve plus ones. Opponents come up with good stuff here. And as we got later into the set, my big thing was keep playing fundamentals. They weren't doing anything or changing up anything, and here we get the break. Bill's serving it out, and I kind of already knew that it was in the bag. We just had to keep playing our style of tennis. But to wrap it up, you know, proper fundamentals really got us through it. We were really thinking about what's the best thing to how to play doubles. Constantly crashing the net, hitting our serves, making our returns. It was pretty straightforward and a really good win to kind of kickstart our season. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys again on the channel.
So Bill and David take it pretty easily, and they play some pretty insane tennis, honestly, just watching the highlights. This does put us at 3-0 right now, so technically we already won this matchup against Balls and Wieners, but we still want to win as many matches as possible, because in the end, the tiebreaker is also determined on how many individual matches you win. So say we have the same record as a different team, say we win 5-0 this time rather than 3-2, these individual matches matter, so the goal is always to win as many individual matches as possible. So me and Jay-Z are now playing now, and it's our first time playing with each other, but we are playing against two 4-0 opponents. Anyways, let's see how this one goes. So this is the first time, like I mentioned, that I played with my buddy here, Jay-Z. We have played together in practices before, but this is the first official match that we are playing with each other, and we don't know much about the opponents. I think this is also the first time meeting them. We just know that on paper, these are both 4-0 players, but that often doesn't really mean anything. And from just playing with these guys, they are a tricky pair. So Ben, the person who is serving right now, is a bit of a tricky player in doubles. Essentially, he doesn't give a lot of pace, but he also has just really good hands, and he will just get everything back. In the beginning, I think they weren't really used to both me and Jay-Z's pace, so we were able to get some free points just from hitting the ball back deep and heavy. And towards the end, I think it started to get a little bit more difficult for us to win points all that easily. And Kane, I think, is generally a pretty good player at the net especially. He wasn't very active in the beginning, but later on he does become more active. And the goal for me and Jay-Z at that point was just to avoid him at the net because he was able to put some balls away. But yeah, overall, I think this was a pretty good match for both of us. And I think this is the first match in a while where my shoulder started to feel a lot better. You guys will see soon enough on my serve that my serves were going over and I wasn't double faulting as much. It wasn't really hurting as much when I served. And this was a pretty good sign for the rest of the season that my shoulder is on its way to being back to normal. And I hope you guys enjoy this footage. I'll see you guys in a bit. I ran out of storage space. I wasn't able to record the rest of the match, but the final score was 6-0, 6-1. And yeah, so that was that. And I saved the best match for last. So now we are at 4-0 and we are down to singles 2. This one was the most intense match of this bunch. Kent obviously recently bumped 4-5 player versus Craig, who should be a 4-5. They've both been on a channel, they both got me a lot of views, and they both have massive forehands. And I was just actually watching them from the side while I was playing my match. It kind of made me lose focus in one of the games that we lost because it was just Kent serving like over 120 miles per hour and Craig just bombing a return back. So I wasn't able to get much footage of this match. They split sets, Kent winning the first one 6-4, Craig coming back to win the second one 6-2, and they are down to the third set 10-point tiebreak. And I was asking if they wanted to play a full third set.
Full third, boys. Come over. Full third, run it.
Because it would have been really good content. But Craig also played for about 3 hours before this match, and Kent also played for 3 hours before this match. So they came into this match tired, and they're already playing some insane tennis. So here is the highlights. I got it from the side. Hopefully the angle isn't too bad. Hope you guys enjoyed this footage. Alrighty, so before we get into this match, I just want to quickly say or apologize, in fact, for the bad camera work on my end. I didn't want to step on court and set up a tripod behind them while they were playing their match. I knew they were focused, they were probably in the zone, and I didn't want to disrupt their rhythm. And I was trying to get a good angle from the side, but this court was just very difficult to get a good angle from. As you guys can see, in the first couple of points, there's this big ass pole blocking the view.
Yeah, okay. You alright?
And later on, I tried to change the angle, so I stood at a very high point and I was moving the camera around. But watching back on the footage, my camera work was not the greatest. The camera was shaking around a lot, and me panning side to side was a little bit nauseating looking at it. So I'm gonna cut out most of the points in this 10-point tiebreak. I'll try to keep the good ones in. This tiebreak was super close, very intense. Both players are pretty much at their physical limits, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and sorry for the bad camera work. I'll do better in the future videos. So yeah. So yeah, that is our first match of the USTA 4.5 season. We managed to take it 5-0, and honestly, very impressed with the team. It was tough conditions outside, it was pretty hot, it was pretty windy, but everyone played great, and I want to thank everyone for coming out this time. And actually, by the time I recorded this, we actually already played our second match. I wasn't really able to get a lot of footage of that match, and I'm just gonna spoil it right now. It was a very tough one. We lost the first 2 singles matches, but our doubles managed to clinch it. So yeah, so we won the second match as well, 3-2. Unfortunately, I was pretty bad about recording this one. I think there was just too much going on, so I wasn't able to get much footage. So we're starting off the season very strong. We won our first 2 matches. Our team is currently 2-0 right now, and I'm definitely looking forward to our next match. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please do consider leaving a like, as well as comment and subscribe, do all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys stick around.